Yeah, hi. Today what we are going to see is that we are going to load the data from two different servers, and see, we got one one table in server A, we got one table in the server B. The table name is company here, and let's say the same name we have in the destination, that is the server B. Now my thing is that whatever the records are there in the company A, what I want to update that records in the company B also. Both the tables should be in the synchronize. Synchronize means, suppose if you got 10 records, that same 10 records should be here. If you delete some records from this, if you have some 3 records, if you delete 3 records, so total will be 7. So the same, you should also delete the 3 records from here. If you update some records, out of the 7 records, now we are having 7, right? We deleted 3. So out of 7 records, if we update, the same update should be done here also. Okay, how to do them? We can do it in 2 ways. That one thing is that, so this is my data. I am having a table in one server. This I am having, now you can see 2 servers. This is in one server and this is the default server. The above and bottoms is a default server. This is a default server with the this is a server name with the instance Microsoft SQL Server 2012. Okay. Now see in the bottoms, I can do it in 2 ways. The bottoms it also works. Even I do with the default instance, then also it works. MS SQL server. This is a default instance. Even I give, then also it works. Oh, I think it's not working. MS SQL server, it should work. Yeah, I think there will be some issue. We can try later because it's not much important. Okay. So this is the server name. In that server name, I got one table. So normally what we did, if you want to connect to the different server name, okay, if you want to get the data from different servers, since I am in this server, Badam server, if I want to get the data table from this server, so what I will give normally, I need to give select star from server name. The server name is nothing but the linked server we will create. Server name dot db name dot schema name dot table name. This is the thing that we are going to give. So what I want to do is that I want to connect to the, see currently on which database I am here now. I am in this server. You can see the database name. I am in this server, and that this is my user ID and this is the test database. So I am on this server, but I want to get the data from this company table in this different server. So what I will do, I will just try select star from, what is the server name that because whenever you want to connect to the one server to other server, first you need to create a linked server for this server. So linked server in the server objects, already I have created one test linked server. When I go and see the properties, you can see at the back end it is having the server name, this one. Okay. So instead of the server name, I need to use a linked server test. I'll just drag and drop. So once I get it, I'll give dot. After that, what is the database name? It is a class database and the company table. So I'll just drag and drop the class database. After that, I'll just drag this company table, class company table. That's it. So now when I do the select star from, I'll get the data. So this is the thing. The same thing. See, I already made the query for the same. That query is there. Test.dbo.company, and this is the thing I have. Okay. So now I'll just remove this. Now what my scenario is that, whatever the data I have here, the data should be updated with this data, source data. It should be truncated. If the data is there, it should update. If the data is not there, it should be deleted. Okay. So how to do them? So we'll just go with the updated, or just first time being we'll go with the updated one. So now what I am going to do is that I will not go with the deleted, just only if any record insert, if we insert any record in the source. Let's take this, the table in this server is the source, and the table on this server is the destination. So currently we are going to load the data from source to the destination. So now the current scenario is that if someone adds the record, someone adds record here, then it should be here, it should be updated here also. Okay. So we can do it in 2 ways. One way is that we can truncate the destination record and insert the destination record. So one scenario we can do is that if you want to synchronize whatever the data we got in the source, if you want the data should be in the destination, then what we do, we synchronize them. So we just truncate the destination table, and insert the data from the source into the destination. Insert data from source to destination. Okay, this is a one scenario. And apart from this, let's say that the table A will have only the few records. So if you have a new data, like the users or the some users, they had some applications. So what they are going to do, they are going to insert the records. Like today we got company ID 101, 102, 103. It added details for 101, 102, 103 in this source. So what happens, whenever the next time they will insert, they will erase this data and they will insert the new data. So my scenario is that, and they will insert the new data, and if any record changed, suppose for the company ID previously the amount is like 20, now they updated to 24. So they will also add that record here. Only the changed data and the newly inserted records only they will add in the source. In that scenario, you can't truncate and delete here. You need to make some process where you need to check the data is there. So we will go with the real scenario now. I will explain you now. There are two ways. The first way is that we got the first scenario I am explaining. We got the company table, CMP. I will just try CMP. This is the source. And the other scenario is that in the destination also we got company table. In the source I am having company ID, company some amount. Just I will give two columns. Okay, company ID 101, amount is some 200. Company ID 102, amount is 300. Okay, company ID 103, amount is 400. This is the thing. First time they add the data. So next time, so if I load the, this is the scenario 1. You may face two scenarios in the company. This is a scenario 1. Okay, so in the scenario 1, what my scenario is that whatever the data is there in the company 1, in the source, the same data I should have in the destination. 101, 200, 102, 300, 103, 400. So after some days what they do, they just update this 103 to 500 and 104, they insert a new record 104. So what is my scenario? I want whatever the data I got in the source, I need to have the same data in the destination. Then what I will do, I will just truncate this data and then again I will load the fresh data. 101, 200, 102, 300, 103, 500, 104, 600. This is the thing that I have. Okay, this is the method 1. If this is a scenario, then you will just truncate the data and load, and we will get one more scenario. The same scenario, like one more scenario, same source, destination. In the source we will got one table called company. Okay, I will just write CMP only. We will got one table called company. This has company ID and amount. And in the destination also we will got the company ID and amount. So what is the scenario is that, so they will be having some other thing. They will have some applications. They might have some applications, and what is the thing they need is that they will just get the data, company ID and amount. They will just get the data for the company and amount. And here, let's say they got the company ID 101, 102. Some amount as 100, and 102 they got amount as 200. They got 103, the amount as some 250. This is the thing they got. So my first scenario is that first time they loaded the data, 3 records. Okay, done. I will just load the data here 101, 102, 103, and I will load the data as 100, and this is 102 as 200, 103 as 250. This is a scenario. Now they might update. So after that what happens, this they loaded, and after some time there are some applications. What they do, when the applications load a new data, so let's say the company, it will load only the newly inserted records and updated records. So let's say the company ID 101 is updated to 110, and they have inserted a new record called 101, 300. So what they do, they will insert only update and insert records. So at that time they will delete the entire data and they will insert the new records 101, 110, 104, 300. So now if you want to update these records to the old one, you can't truncate and update, right? Because if you truncate, you will lose old data. Just only the new data will be there. You will be losing the old data also. So for this purpose, what you do, when you get the data, when you get that this one, you need to check whether, let's say the CID is a primary key, you need to check whether that CID is there in the destination or not. If the CID is there, then you need to update unread to 10110, and if the CID is not there, 104 is not there, then you will insert the record. Okay, this is a scenario. The first scenario is easy, right? So we are not going to do anything with the first scenario, but very rarely you will be having that first scenario, so just ignore that. So ardhamaitunda, everyone is able to understand this? Hello everyone, are you able to get this?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Yeah, please ask me if you have doubts. So we have two scenarios. The first scenario is that when we load the data, directly we will truncate and load. The second scenario is that if we see if the record is there, we will update. If the record is not there, then we will insert. Okay, that is, so we will see now what is going. So first scenario is easy, right? Just truncate and load, but we will go with the second scenario. So how I am going to write the second scenario is that the first thing, if the record is there, then I need to update. If the record is not there, then I need to insert, because I can directly insert the record. So first we will update the record. So how to update? Update. Okay, first we will write here a comment. If the record is there, if the record is there in destination, then update. Else means insert. If else means it is not there, right? Insert. Then insert. Then insert. Okay. So first we will go with the insert. How we are going to check the record is there in the destination and the record is not there in the source? The one thing you can do by the join, right? By using left join. Take left as a source table and the right table as a destination, and the record is null, then that is nothing but the record not there, right? So first we will write the normal syntax like select. I will write the columns later on. From what is the table name? I will take this as a source, right? This is a source table, and I will name it as S. After that, left join. And what is the table name? This is a table. This is a destination. Control V. And on what table? Because here that's company ID and quarter is a primary key, so I need to join in both the table, and this is the alias I am giving as D. You can directly give D, you can give as D also, both are same. Okay, I can give as both are same. So on condition, on what is the condition that I need to have here? S dot CID equal to D dot CID and S dot quarter, and this is important, you will follow this method many times. D dot quarter, and here what I will do, I will just give the column names. I will call S dot ID, S dot star, comma D dot star. I will get both the records. Okay, when I do this, I will get all the records. Now you can see. Oh, sorry, it's the company ID, right? I kept it as CID. It's the company ID. So now I'll execute. So what happens? I'll get all the records. The records which are not there, I'll get as null. So what I need to do, if I want to see the records are there only in the left table. Left table is the source, and the right table is the destination, right? Then I'll filter the condition where right table D dot CID is not null, is null. Sorry, is null, right? When I give this, then I'll get the records company ID. Then I will get the records which are there in only in the left table, the records which are not there in the left table, right table C. Okay. So then I need to insert the records. So how to insert? So these are the records that I need to insert. So here instead of taking the so here what are the columns I need to take? I need to take only the source column, right? That's it. So I'll just write S dot company ID, comma S dot quarter, comma S dot amount. That's it. Since already I am joining that, so since that record are not there, so just I will insert. So I will write insert into what is the table name? I will just copy this destination table name and I will insert the records if the records are not there. How you are going to check whether records are there or not? You are going to join on the company ID and a quarter. See, now if I execute only this, what happens? I will get only the records which are not there in the destination table. That records only I am inserting into the same destination table. Are you able to get this? Hello? Yeah, please let me know if you don't get. I'll just stop the video.